Hey everyone, my name is Adonis Kalavrezos. I'm an illustrator and concept artist from Greece, and in today's video I want to walk you through 6 important tips for transforming your digital sketch into clean, expressive line art. Now, line art can feel intimidating. That jump from the loose energy of a sketch to something clean and final can be tough. But over the years, I have picked up some practical tricks that make the process not only easier, but more fun and creative. Let's get into it. This is something I used to struggle with. I thought every line had to be perfectly elegant and flowing, like I was writing a signature. But the truth is that mindset can potentially hold you back, depending on your goals, of course. My suggestion would be to think of line art not as a beautiful handwriting, but as a tool for building form, volume, and structure. Basically as a tool for visual communication and storytelling. It's totally okay if you love those clean, confident, sweeping strokes, but this tip is more about a mindset shift. Instead of obsessing over pretty lines, focus on form, structure, and composition, and the communication will be clear. So, look at artists like Kim Jang-gi and Taiyo Matsumoto. Their lines might be loose or raw, but always serve the structure, form, and storytelling of the drawing. Another great example is Mike Mignola. He builds his forms with decisive graphic shapes instead of thin lines. Different brushes bring out different moods in your lines. Some brushes feel gritty and raw, others feel soft and smooth. And what's right for one drawing might not work for another. Some great examples of this idea is Tim McBurney and McAvice. Their lines have so much life because in addition to their mastery of the fundamentals, the brush adds just the right amount of grit and texture, making them feel organic and alive. But you can also be soft with your lines, just like in a pencil drawing. It doesn't always have to be bold and inky. A great example of this is Christoph Young. His line work is incredibly soft and elegant, but that softness is not an accident. It serves the bigger picture. His lines are there to support the final painting, not overpower it. They guide the form quietly. I have actually made my own custom brush pack based on the kinds of textures I kept reaching for, stuff that gives me control but still feels organic and expressive. So, if you're curious, check it out. It's linked below. It's really tempting to throw down something loose and jump straight into line art, especially when you're excited about the drawing. But your sketch is the foundation. If it's unstable, the line art is going to fall apart. Take your time, push the shapes, refine the pose, double check the anatomy. Sometimes I'll even do a second sketch layer just to make things more solid. You don't need to make it super clean, but it should be clear and intentional. The more decisions you make early on, the less of a guesswork you'll have to do during the line art phase. Now, this might sound like it contradicts the last tip, but stay with me. Even if you have spent time refining your sketch, don't treat it like it's sacred. Once you move into line art, you are going to see things differently. And that's okay. You might notice that a line feels stiff, or a shape could be more dynamic. Let yourself make adjustments as you go. Line art isn't just about copying the sketch. It is another chance to evolve the drawing. So yes, refine your sketch, but also stay flexible during line art. Think of it like sculpting with clay. The sketch gives you the shape, but the line art is where you carve and refine. You're still shaping the final form, just with more definition. One of the fastest ways to improve your line art and your art in general is to study people who are already killing it. Look at their work closely. Zoom in if you can. Notice how they use thick versus thin lines, how they simplify shapes. Study their compositions and their decisions in general. Then, based on those studies, try to add some elements and little pieces of their mastery into your own craft. This last tip is less about technique and more about mindset. Being intentional with your process. That means asking yourself why you're making each decision, not just going on autopilot. Are you simplifying this area because it's helping the composition? Are you choosing thick lines in a particular spot because you want to highlight it? You don't have to overthink every stroke, but it helps to develop an internal dialogue. The more questions you ask, the more refined and confident your work will be. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Because we're not just tracing lines, we're making choices that shape the viewer's experience. Now, if this helped you in any way, drop a like, leave a comment, and tell me which tip clicked with you. And let me know who your favorite line artist is, because I'm always looking for new inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, line art isn't about perfection, it's about clarity, energy, and expression. See you in the next one.